Are you thinking of starting a business? Here are 5 factors to consider when starting a new business. In this video, I will share why some startup businesses succeed and why others fail. More importantly, you're going to learn about the most important and single factor responsible for startup success. I believe any startup business has the potential to change the world with the right business model, with the right idea, the right team. After all, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, these tech companies were all startup businesses. So what really makes some startups succeed, you may ask? A man named Bill Gross carried out a study on 100 startup companies, and he came up with 5 factors that are responsible for startup success, which I tagged as 5 factors to consider when starting a new business. Number 1 is the business idea. Most entrepreneurs will spend months or years trying to find that magical business idea, thinking that starting a business with a brilliant idea is all it takes to make a business succeed. Some even go as far as protecting those ideas. They don't want to tell you that brilliant idea and will keep it a secret. But then, it takes more than just a brilliant idea for a startup to succeed. Number 2 is team. Most entrepreneurs will say, if I can get this person or that person on my team, we will push this business idea and make it successful. At this point, you think that execution matters more than the business idea because a brilliant idea without execution is a waste of time. Please don't give up yet. Keep watching because it's going to start getting interesting. Number 3, the business model. Does the startup have a clear business objective? How would it make its first 100 customers? And where will the business be looking for customers? Then something tells you that you need to create a website to succeed. So you'll be on the internet and customers can locate you, and then you think about branding. On the other hand, when you think about packaging, you tell yourself that you don't have all the money you need to package the business the way you want to attract customers. And then you tell yourself for this business to succeed, we need money. You need funds, or maybe we'll get a business loan, or perhaps you will get someone to invest in your business. This takes us to the next factor, money. The number 4 factor is money, business loan. And then you will tell yourself that for you to succeed in this new business of yours, you need a business loan or someone to invest in your business. You will be thinking if you have a lot of money to pump into the business to keep it rolling, chances are the business will succeed. Then maybe after running the company for a certain period and you couldn't give an account of your spending, you go back to your drawing board and something else comes to mind. So you ask yourself, are people ready for my products or services yet? Or is the product or services launched too early? And that brings us to the 5th factor, which is timing. Number 5 factor to consider when starting a business is timing. So timing, you ask yourself, is the timing right for me to start up an e-commerce business or a fashion business? So among these 5 factors to consider when starting a new business, which is the single biggest reason why startups succeed, because we have the business idea, we have the team, which is the execution on the business model, we have funding, which is the bloodline of the business, and then we have time. Here comes the answer. Bill Gross study these 5 factors across 100 companies in an attempt to come up with logical reasoning why some businesses succeed and others fail. His findings indicate that most startup companies that the founders have high hopes of succeeding ended up dying. On the other hand, companies that the founders didn't have high hopes of succeeding became successful businesses. So he looked at broader successful companies like Airbnb, Uber, LinkedIn, Instagram, and some other companies that failed such as Friendster, Pet.com, MySpace, all of these with intense funding, and in some cases, a good business model, but they didn't succeed. When it looked at the factor that matters most for success or failure across all 100 companies, the shocking result was timing. So to enable that startup business to succeed, the number 1 factor to consider is timing. The number 2 factor was team, while execution comes 3rd and the business idea comes 4th, and the last factor was funding. Logically, in my own opinion, It makes less sense that the business idea came fourth, but then it makes more sense that the business model came third. Final thoughts. As an entrepreneur, these 5 factors to consider when starting a new business is very important. So for your business to succeed, you should know that execution really matters a lot. And the business idea also matters a lot, but then timing really matters even more. And the best way to ensure that the timing is right to start up a business with a brilliant idea is to find out if people are ready and are willing to accept your proposed business products or services. Zoo is a typical example. As we all know, it took off during the pandemic. So let me know your thoughts about these 5 factors to consider when starting a new business. Have you considered them in your business? Or have you applied them knowingly or applied them in some way without being conscious of them? Or are you about to launch a new startup? Will you consider these 5 factors? Leave a comment. We will like to know your thought. Gently like this video if you have learned something new today, as it helps you to show it to people who might find this topic interesting. To learn more about starting a fashion business, click on this video. And until next time, I am Lucia. Keep the entrepreneurial spirit high, and bye for now.